All right, guys, I think it's time that we need a little review. So I'm going to go back over a couple of things that your teachers may or may not have gone over. We're going to go over these pretty quickly. Most of you, I hope, are in the Juicy Pie mode. If you're not, you're in your timeline that's kind of going up and down the hill. But Juicy Pie mode is the best place to be. Please make sure that you're not on the objective mode, which, I mean, it's fine if you are, but a lot of us think in terms of percentages. So if you click the middle of the circle, it's going to turn it into a percentage. So right now I'm at the middle of the percent. When I'm talking to you right now, I'm at the middle of the semester, so I want that to be 50%. So think about where you are in this semester. This is objective mode. This is percent mode. Up here, the little man, if you click on him, that tells you when your next knowledge check is going to be. This student has a knowledge check this week, but if it wasn't, it may say that you have 5 objectives and 3 hours. So always pay attention to him, and he'll tell you when your next knowledge check is going to be. At the top, tells you how many topics you've mastered, meaning how many have you taken a test on, and then the light blue tells you how many topics that you've done in homework, but that you've not proven on a test. So the dark colors, what you've mastered, which represents the dark color here. The light colors, what you've done in homework, which represents the light colors down here. Once you take a test, whether it's a knowledge check or a scheduled assessment, if you've proven that you know those questions, they'll turn a dark color down here and a dark color up there. This student has 99 questions left to go, and that represents these light color gray here to represent the gray there. Couple of things when we go to our path. We all know by now, hopefully, how to do our homework problems. Don't like to see that light yellow. Hopefully, it'll be green shortly. Pull down our drop-down menu. Remember, if we don't know how to do a question, we can go through our carousel, pick another question, pull it up, work on that question. If we go through our carousel and go a little bit too far, we may get to questions that are locked, which means we can't do those questions until we do previous questions. So scroll around, find a question that you can do. Also remember that if you have taken a knowledge check recently or taken a scheduled assessment recently, you need to do that double drop down. You need to pull this arrow, and then it tells you what module you're in, and then you also need to pull that arrow. That's why I call it a double drop down. You're pulling 2 arrows. This student happens to be in module 3. No matter what your course is, you have 4 modules. You have to make 100 on a module before you open up the next module. So this student is in module 3. She has 51 topics left to finish module 3 with 1 prerequisite. So that's a total of 52 that she has left to finish out of 70. Now, she had to have made 100 in order to open this one. Well, when she took a knowledge check, there were a couple of problems that they said she needed to go back and review. So even though she's on module 3, there's a couple that we need to go back and look at. So sometime she needs to click on module 1, and there's 5 topics that she needs to go back. So she would click on the module 1, click on the problem, and work those 5 problems. Once she finishes the 5 in module 1, then that will become 100, and then she'll go back into module 3, click on that, and continue working where she is. That's about all I want to talk about in the homework section. Now I want to go up here to the rant, okay, the menu button, the 3 lines, whatever your teacher wants to call it. You click on the menu button. A lot of you do not use this menu button, okay? The most important button is the instructor resource button. We cannot rename this button. A lot of you do not go there because you think it's resources for me, the instructor. No, it is resources that the instructor has given you. That is why it's called the instructor resources button. So you click on it, it's instructor resources that I have given you. Now at the very top are some YouTube videos. Okay, your instructor may or may not have given you the YouTube videos. I sometimes video my students or my lectures for my students, so I have put that in there for mine. Yours may or may not have that. This video, all of your classes have that. That shows you how to do the double drop down that I just talked to you about. The next one talks about how to calculate your grade. If you want to know what your average is at any given time, you type in your assessments, you type in your pie grades, and it'll give you an average. So if I made a 25 on my first test, oops, I have to enable it. if I make a 25 on my first assessment and I made a 20 on my first pie, and then I made a 50 on my next assessment and a 55 on my pie, then my average right now is this. Now remember, in Aleks, as your semester progresses, your grade progresses. So as you go, you can put in these grades and it'll give you your final average. By the end, we hope that your assessment grade is 100 and that your pie grade is 100, so then your average will be 100. But you can plug those in and know your grade at any time. So that's how to calculate your grade. Your instructor will have their information there. The most important buttons are these next few buttons. Typed notes. You do not have a book, so I am Jennifer Cooper. I'm one of the instructors that made your courses along with Miss Al. We typed up notes for every single module. So this is Module 1 notes for 033. So if you're in 101 and 102, you'll have Module 1 notes, Module 2, Module 3, and Module 4. So whatever module you're in, they're in order. You click on the module. So let's say you're in Module 3. You'll click on Module 3. You'll open them up. And what we've done is we've condensed the book for you. And this is Module 3, everything that you need to know. And if there's anything that you need to know with the calculator, with formulas, we have it all out there for you. And it's usually 3 or 4 pages that you can print out and put in your notebook. Lecture notes. This is another folder. So you click on the folder. This is my class. So this is everything that I've done in my class from day 1 until today. So if you want to know what I went over in class, my class today, you click on today. We went over Module 3. This is what your teacher would have gone over in their lecture. So if a student misses class, we can see that we went over a little bit of geometry today. Okay, so this is everything that you go over in lecture class. Okay, so all of that is out there for you. Blank notes to print. This is an example of what I do when I go to class. This is like the blank of what I did today. Let's scroll down. This is what I did today. This should look this is what I did today. Venn diagrams. So this is the blank. So students can print this out, bring it to class. And this is for every class, y'all. This isn't just me. Miss Al and I put this out there for everybody. So these are the blank notes, and then the lecture notes are the one that I've written on there. This one is huge. Worked out solutions. So what Miss Al and I did is we got with all the math teachers and we worked out every single pie problem for you. So if you click on that folder that says Worked Out Solutions, remember this is for every Aleks course. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, no matter what your module's about. So if you're ahead or if you're behind your teacher, if you're in Module 4, you click on Module 4, and y'all, this isn't the 45-page explanation that Aleks does. We do it plain, we do it simple. And if there's calculator steps, we show you how to do the calculator steps. We don't show you old school like Aleks does. We show you how we would teach it. Those are huge. We have worked out every single pie problem. Hub information, this tells you when the hub is open, when the hub is closed. It tells you spring break, it tells you exam weeks, it tells you what you can and can't bring, testing, tutoring policies. Syllabus and handouts, that's a folder. The PowerPoint that we showed you the very first day, you can click on that and look at it. The syllabus, conduct, formula sheet. If you don't have a copy of the formula sheet, you can click on this. This is the same form. Well, mine's not clicking on it, but you can click on. Oh, there it is. Oh, no, mine's not doing it. But you can click on it on your computer. Outline, accelerated options. What if I finish this class early? What math class do I need to take next? All of this. You go to the rant. You go to instructor resources. Now, I said you didn't have a textbook. You can click on here. If you want to buy a textbook, it's like $25. There's a dictionary out here. If you don't know what a word means, you click on it. Now, the grade book will tell you what your scores are. You know, what you made on your first pie, what you made on your next pie, what you made on your schedule assessment. But y'all, your grade is never accurate. Don't go by that grade. And remember, as the semester progresses, your grade gets better. Click on your rant. Another important thing is the reports. I find a lot of information out there in the reports. I went to the rant and I went to the reports. Now, I always have students tell me, I put that answer in and it marked it wrong last night. You can go in just as I can go in as your teacher. It comes up as 6 reports. You can click on them. You're not going to mess anything up. The bottom middle report I find very useful. If I click View Full Report, it shows me how much you work. So at the end of the semester, if you say, Miss Cooper, I don't know why I didn't finish, it tells me this student has worked 18 hours and 20 minutes. She averages 2.6 hours a minute. So it tells me a whole lot. Okay, so if I want to see, if she tells me, oh, I did something on Monday, I can see that today she worked an hour and 28 minutes. And if I click on that, I can see every single problem that she worked. I can even see that at 9:44 this morning, she spent 2 hours and 13 minutes on a topic. 2 minutes and 13 seconds on a topic. She looked at an exercise, got it wrong, and then got 2 right. So I can click on that and see that she spent 15 minutes looking at an exercise, 15 seconds. I clicked on the exercise, and I can look at what exercise she looked at. I can click on the problem. She spent 56 seconds working this problem, and she got it wrong. So if you say, I got it wrong and I want to know why, you can go back and look at what you submitted and the correct answer. Then you can go back and look and say, oh, I got it right. So if you want to go back and look at something from last week, or you're reviewing for the test or a scheduled assessment, you can go back on any day and say, oh, this was a good day. I got all those right. This one gave me trouble, so I need to go back and look at that topic. Or these I struggled with. So all of this is there for you to look at. Some of you have never even looked at it. That's under reports. Another one that students look at is the current objective. This shows you all 4 modules at once. You have 5 topics. We just saw that you had to go back and review in Module 1. You're done with Module 2. We said that you had 52 objectives in Module 3. In Module 4, you couldn't see it when you were in your homework, but you can see it now. You have 43 topics left to go. So out of 76, you've already tested out of 33. So this kind of gives you an overview of the entire class. Guys, go out there and look. There's so much out there for you to look at, so much for you to utilize. There's actually 2 pages. If you click on that second bubble, right here, progress history, this shows you where you came from. This student made a 30 on their first knowledge check, initial knowledge check, made a 30. Then they did 9% of homework. They took their next knowledge check, made a 43, did 16% of homework, made a 56 on their knowledge check, did 11% of homework. So I want to see that get bigger and bigger and bigger. There are so many things out here to help you. Instructor Resources is going to be your best friend. Worked out solutions, your teacher's notes, typed notes. Get out there and make this course successful. If you have questions, ask your teacher, email me, or ask the tutors. You can do this.